Yeah. So to create the any different dimension, again, we need to select one object. If you select this dimension, you can see the edit type. If you observe entire our journey in this with Revit, whatever we required, we are going to edit type. Correct? Whatever we want to create a new thing, we are going to the edit type. So without edit type, we cannot imagine anything in the Revit. Agree? Yeah. So now to create the different dimension style also, I am going to edit type. In the edit type, I create the new type by duplicating the existing one. Let's say if you see the type here, we have already different types. Okay, so let's say a few of the things: arc length 3 mm aerial, let's arrow to 2.5 mm aerial. Okay, different dimension styles are there. Now I want to create my own dimension style. Okay, let's say for example, before creating the new one, let us change the one dimension style with a different style. This is one style which is linear dimension style, arc length 3 mm area. Next I am going to change to the arrow 3 mm area. Okay, see, small difference, more or less looks the same. And I am going to change into the arrow baseline 2.5. Okay, looks more or less same. Yeah, and I'm going to change this dimension into the different dimension style, arrow W center 2.5 aerial. So more or less same. We cannot see any difference. Let's say now I'm going to change in the arc length 3 mm area. Okay, now I'm going to change into the arc length 3 mm aerial, line leader, line text. Okay, more or less same. And if you go into the change into the, let's say 2.5 mm, right? Again, see, only thing is here dimension text height is changing. Correct? If you go there in the edit type, here you can see the different variables, dimension variables. I can say dimension parameters, whatever we can. Here if you read one by one, graphics, text, okay, primary units, alternate units, and other things. In the text, you can see the text size is a 2.5. Now I want to create one dimension style with the text size is a 5 mm. Okay, now only I'm going to change only dimension text size. Let's say now I'm going to duplicate it. Okay, here I create the new style NSL hyphen, let's say 5 mm. This is my style, style name. I am going to make okay. So now what is the parameter I need to change? I need to change the parameter called text size, where it is text size 2.5 mm to 5 mm. Apply. Okay. See, now this is the style NSL 5 mm. We want to go back, you can change it, it will change the different style. Right, I'm going to select. This is my new type of the dimension. When we use this Revit, we are calling as a style as a type. Okay, just I'm going to the edit type. Here I want to change arrow style to the architectural tick mark. Again, if we see, read one by one, dimension string and say tick mark is there. What is the arrow we have here? Arrow 30 degrees. Right? Now what I do, I will change these things. I will go to the tick mark and I will go to the change different arrow type. These are all different arrow types. Let's say I want to create arrow filled with the 30 degrees or else 15 degrees to change the difference. If I make apply, see, so this change into the arrow style to the 50. Like this, we have to edit. Let's say to create the dimension style first time, we have done the duplicate. After just we are editing, we are not duplicating anything because already we created our style. Now we are changing internal parameters only. Okay, let's say for example line weight, okay, and a tick mark weight. If I want to change into the, let's say for example I'm going to change the 8 units tick mark. See, now you can see the only like this. When you go to the thick lines and thin lines, you can see the difference. If you want to change the thick lines and thin lines, just to use the command called TL, thin lines. If you click again, we can see the thin lines, thick lines and thin lines. We need to remember this option one more time. This is the option, thin lines and thick lines. TL is a shortcut. Right? If you go to the place the mouse there, it will show the shortcut. See, thin line, thick line, TL. Let's say, by the way, I want to add one more command called keyboard shortcuts. If you go to the user interference in the view, here user interface, here if you go to the keyboard shortcuts, here we can manage our keyboard shortcuts. Let's say now we are using the TL, thick lines. Okay, so TL means thick lines and thin lines. Okay, let's say for example I want to see other one. For the modify MD, for the property PP, and trim or extend. See, trim or extend to the corner TR. Okay, electrical. So this kind of the keyboard shortcuts are there. If you want to change ourselves, let's say for example I want to use something else here. I want to add, let's say TT. Okay, if I type TT, if I give the add TT, when you click the TT, it will work as a trim or extend command. If you want to remove, select and you can remove. What I mean is we can manage our shortcuts according to our flexibility. Okay, so only thing is here we will not use the enter, so we need to type only shortcut. Correct. Again I'm going back to the dimension style, go to the edit. Here you can see the different witness line. Okay, let's say color of the dimension. These are the very frequently used factors. Okay, now okay, see, now I changed the color of the dimension. Again I'm going to edit type. Here I'm going to the primary units and I'm going to the alternate units. Primary units, it's already in mm. Okay, if you see one option here, this is also one of the important option. Use the project settings. This means, let's say if you go to the command called manage or modify, sorry, manage project units, whatever we are setting the dimensions here, it will reflect here. Okay, in units parameter, primary units. If you remove it, you can change according to your requirement. Let's say I want to change for particular dimension style into the feet and inches, feet and fractional inches. I'm going to make it okay. Apply. See, now you can see the in feet and inches. But our project is in mm only, in millimeters. But I can change specific style with my required units. These are the primary units, you can say. Okay, primary units. If I want to use according to project template standards, I will go use the project settings. Now it will change automatically to the according to the project. Again, I am going to edit type. Okay, here alternate units. This is also one of the important options. Let's say I want to see my units in the mm as well as feet and inches. So here I will go to this alternate units to the right side or below. Which side you want? Let's say I want to use below of the dimension. What is my alternate units? I want to use my alternate units into the feet and inches, or else in only inches. Okay, offline. Okay, you can see the alternate units. If I want to use feet and inches, I will go to the alternate units. I create feet and fractional inches. Like this. Let's say now if I change into this units, select it. Let's say I will go to the match property, modify, clipboard match property, this property to this automatically change. This is a way to create our own dimension styles. Okay. So now I'm going to the edit type, see the all parameters. I can request one thing is just while practice, read each and every parameter, what is available there, so that you can understand. So whatever I explained, these are the very important things which we use. Okay, for the general projects. Let's say we use dimension styles like bold or italic. Okay, so these kind of things also we can. Now we can get the bold and italic. I hope now understood. Whatever we need to change for the dimension, so we can manage with the edit type of the particular dimension. Okay, and one of the major thing is text to background. This is one of the important. Let's say something is overlapping with the other objects. If you want to make transparent of the below object, I will go here and make the transparent. So we can see later also about this, just for information I'm giving. These are the major required parameters of the dimensions. Right? Let's say if we created any sheet, if you place the dimensions, it will reflect. If you want to create any detail for the specific area, we have the command called call. Just go to the call out. Here in the call out, how much area we required, we need to draw a box with this reference number. When we draw this box, you can see that one drawing has created as a call out. If we go inside, this is only specific area we can see. That's now I'm going to the area. Here you can give the any kind of the dimensions, any kind of the, let's say I want to add some dimensions, specific dimensions. Okay, and let's say for example I want to add some column dimensions. Okay, let's say I want to add some tagging. Let's say for example beam sizes. You want to avoid overlap, you can move it like this. This is a detail drawing. If you want to place this detail drawing in the sheet, I will go to my sheet, whatever I created, I can drag and drop here. Correct? So just for your information, I'm placing some data. see the complete details. Okay, in the architecture we can see the more details. Just to create one detailed drawing, so we have to use the call out in the view. Okay, so when you drag and drop into the sheet, it will give the reference number of the details. What is our sheet number 00B? And what is the detail in the 003? It's a file, number 5. If you see in the floor plan, directly you can identify. If you want to see this, open this drawing, just to go and open. These are the reference information. Up to this clear? Yeah. Now I want to start the architecture with this help of just let's have.
Sir, here I have one doubt.
Yeah.
In the column, can we show the reinforcement detail also?
Sorry.
Column details, in the column details,
Okay.
can we show the rebar reinforcement details also, like 20 mm rebar, like that also?
Yes, we need to add the rebar there. If you add the rebar, we can see.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, without rebar also you want to show something in the graphical way. Here we have to draw with annotation commands, okay, lines kind of the things. But if you place the rebar, it will reflect. We will discuss in the next session. Okay.
Let's go.
Just I given the basic framing details of the structure and not covered the reinforcement. We will discuss in next stage. First, we need to get the grip on the Revit. Then we will go little bit depth, right? Okay. Now I'm closing this. I want to create the new architectural project. Let's say I'm going to new browse. Here I will use the default metric. Default metric nothing but a architectural template. Okay. I'm going to open. Okay. Okay. I'm going to save as file, save as project. Let's say I want to go specific folder. The specific folder. This is the structure there. Now I am going to create ARC Jupyter. Okay, and save. Here I want to bring my structural model to architecture model as a reference. It's a just like XREF in the AutoCAD. Okay, I will go to the insert. When we see insert, we have the different options are there. One is a link Revit, link IFC, link CAD, link topography. Okay, lot of things. Link PDF, link image. So import CAD, import PDF, import images. Okay, load families. We know about this load families, why we use it. So we have the different options. Means we can link Revit file, IFC file, CAD file, PDF, image, anything. Now we are going to insert or link only Revit. Link Revit. Click on the link Revit. Here we need to choose our structure. Select the structure. So when we select the structural model, we have the different option. One is the file name and file type. And this is one of the most important, positioning. If you see the positioning, I hope everybody can see, right? Positioning. In the positioning, you can see the auto internal origin to internal origin. Okay. Before going to open, I want to discuss few things about the positioning. Let's say, for example, now we are working with the AutoCAD. When we are inserting the block or double block things, we use the option called 0, 0, nothing but origin. Correct. In the same way, Here we use the positioning as the origin to origin. It's a depends on the project. Okay. Generally 90% we use this option, origin to origin. Okay. If we go inside little bit, what are the positionings are there? Here we have the auto center to center, internal origin to origin, and by shared coordinates. Okay. Project base point and internal origin. These are the manual things. Wherever you want, we can place manual center, manual base point. Okay. At the moment we discuss about this, we will choose as the origin to origin as a default. If we see the center to center, what will happen? Okay. So for example, this is my architectural model. Let's say this is center of the model. If I link the structural model, structural center and architectural center will coordinate and place like this. Okay. If you use that origin to origin, let's say this is my origin point, and architecture origin also, it will sit at the same location. Origin to origin. Okay. So it's based on our requirement, we need to use this option. First, most of the times, most of the project we use with the origin to origin as a thumb rule. Let's say I'm going to select structure Jubair and open it. When you click OK, this model will be placed in the architecture mode. If you go to the 3D, you can see. This is only link. Okay, only link of the structure. I am trying to select this structure model, but it's not selecting. I'm going to the level 1. I'm trying to select, it's not selecting. So why it's not selecting means is one of the most important option is, if you see the bottom right corner, we have the different options. This first option is the link. When I place the mouse here, so it is a block. If I unblock it, I can able to set. To avoid the unwanted movements, we block this link, select link option, so that it will be fixed. Right. So after linking, our next task is we have to create the levels. To create the levels, we need to go to the any one of the elevation. If you take any template, by default, we will get the 2 levels, level 1 and level 2. If you see the linked model, we have the all levels: basement, ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, and roof. I want to maintain the same levels what is available in the structure. So again, I need to draw my levels. Okay. Let's say, for example, I want to align to this basement. Go to the modify. Align command. I want to bring level 1 to the basement. And ground floor to level 2. Okay. Because I want to use this 2 levels. Let's say now I want to switch off my Revit link to see my levels. Just I will go to the visibility graphics. Here you can see the Revit links. If you go to the Revit links, here you can see the structural model which we have linked. Just I want to switch off. Okay, now you cannot see linked mode. Again, I'm going to the VG, Revit links, switch on. Now I want to create the same levels what is available in the structure. Just I will go to the architecture data. I want to create the levels. When I click the levels, I have the two options. One is a line and one is a pick line. Line means you can draw as it is over here. Let's say, for example, one level I want to draw like this. When I draw the level, I can see the level 3 here. I want to align it. Go to the modify, or I can change, select it. I can change the elevation to the 3 meters. Or else I will use architecture and level. This time I will use the pick line command. Just select the pick line and click on the existing lines. You will get the levels. No need to draw one by one. If I switch off the Revit link, you can see the new levels. Okay, you can adjust like this. It will get connected. If you want to see these elevation symbols all together in one side, now I want to change these symbols to the right side. Select, switch off, switch off, switch off. Here you can make the tick. But naming we have to do manual again. Let's say select and change the name, same like structure. Select the level and change the name. Select and change the name like this. Right? We know this process. Go to visibility graphics, switch on the Revit. Now you can change. This is the basement, ground floor. What is the given in the structure model? Is it the same name or different name? We can change, rename it. Now I am going to the, let's say, basement level. What is the basement level? Level 1. So I may get confusion. What is the basement level? So that I will use the same name. 00B. Yes. Now I can see the 00B. If I go there, this is my basement level. Now, grids already available. From where we have these grids? We have the grids from the link itself. If you required according to this, we need to draw the grids again. Just go to the architecture and again grid. Now I will take the pick line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now this is, let's say, for example, ABCD. Grid, pick line, and changing to this first name to the A. Okay. Then grid lines, pick line, B, C. Automatically it will create. These are the levels. Now, if you switch off this Revit link also, we can see our grids. Now we are creating a different model for the architecture with the help of structure. So why we are using the same levels and same grids from the structure is we should maintain the same alignment. For any project, we need to maintain the same alignment. This marking is a one-time task. Okay. Now we need to add our design according to our architecture. See, now here we have the columns. Okay. Again, no need to draw the columns in the architecture. So generally, what are the elements we can see in the architecture? In the regular building itself, we can see the architectural elements. like walls, doors, windows. Okay, so these are the architectural column. Okay, and a roof, ceiling, floors, right? We can see the staircase and ramps in the structure also we can see, in the architecture also we can see, and we can see the rooms, room name, room numbering.